beer can.
If your fridge is packed with questionable beers, you're in the right place. It's time to sip, spit, and maybe regret all your choices. Meet Shagdog and Jammer, the dynamic duo brave enough to taste the weirdest brews so you don't have to. Every episode is a wild ride through hops, burps, and brutal honesty. And hey, if you want laughs, chaos, and jaw-dropping reactions, hit that subscribe button now. Catch us on YouTube, where every beer meets its destiny. Be sure to share and like.
Hey. Yes. Underneath a broken sky is Shagdog and I, Jammer. The Spitter Swall Beer Review.
That's right, Jammer. That's right. We're doing Edmund Oast. We actually have a beer together. Yeah, we have a beer that we can do together, finally.
The Innkeeper. I bring in the horror aspect of it. It's horrific.
And they had two Edmund Oast when I went. Luckily, they had this one. The other one they had, you didn't have that one. So
I got the strawberry one.
Yeah, they didn't have the strawberry one there or some other kind. So I was like, well, let me just get this one. I guess I could have got the other one to go with your strawberry eventually, huh?
All right. Well, I got a nice frothy head there that's overflowing the glass.
That's right, Jammer. This one is an Irish dry stout. Edmund Oast Brewing out of Charleston, South Carolina. And it's 83 on Beer Advocate.
That's awesome, Shagdog. I poured it a little hard and a little excitable, you know.
Sometimes when you see the Innkeeper.
Hey, sometimes you pop, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Once you pop, you can't stop.
You can check anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Right.
Anyway, Shagdog, this is interesting. Did you notice the Innkeeper looks like a lizard person?
Or
a crocodile, you know, that kind of thing.
Weird.
You know what I mean? Isn't that
with a hood, with a weird hood on and stuff?
Yeah.
I'd rather have had an old man on there or something, you know? Old man Innkeeper.
Yeah. Kind of like the one from the Star Wars, the Rise of the Sith or whatever they called it. The guy.
Oh, but he's an alien now, is he?
The old man, you know.
I don't remember that one.
He's wearing the hood. I don't know which one it is. It's one of those Star Wars things.
You're talking about like the... Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's personed Vader to kill his son and all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, very dark, Shagdog. It's almost dark as midnight mass, man.
Yeah, there's a little bit of... if you look at the top part of it, though, with the light, a little bit of brownness in there, huh?
Yeah, there is a tinge of brown and even a little hint of a ruby in there. A little light ruby. Light, very light. Yeah. But I'm getting wafts of bittersweet chocolate myself, and I haven't even dived into to get the aroma yet. But let me do it.
Definitely got some coffee.
Yeah, coffee, yeah. Chocolate. Toasted barley, like a espresso coffee, you know.
Right.
A little smoky char too, Shagdog.
A little bit.
Char, a little smoky char.
Just a little bit.
Oop! I'm snorting it. I'm getting in depth. Yeah. Well, now I'm smelling like a pub in Galway, man.
Yep. Yeah, a little dryness like an Irish stout would have.
Yeah. I'm ready to dive in, Shagdog.
I am ready.
Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Being that it's an Irish dry stout, I figured Sláinte would be the right thing to say.
I need
Sláinte, Shagdog.
I need to look up these guys and find out about their labeling.
There's a number from Colorado, but I don't think that's Jammer.
No, he would have commented first before he tried calling, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. Unless somebody else that has your number in Colorado wants to send you some hate, giving you some hate calls.
Todd Parkmore, maybe.
Yeah. I would love to have a designated phone number, though, for people to call us live. Get the reaction live.
Oh, join us live.
I have a little banner going underneath. Call 1-800.
Eat me.
Yeah. But a 1-800 line would cost too much. Just have a second cell phone line just specifically for the channel. Yeah.
Well, everybody's got a free long distance pretty much anyway with their cell phones. So.
Yeah, but you don't want to give your personal number out,
No, you get another number,
Right,
You
right.
Get one of those
The second line.
Second line, text me or whatever they call it.
Right, right.
Shag Dog, I'm telling you, it's very the smells are there and everything, but then when you drink it, it's like very light in flavor, very light.
Yeah.
It does have the coffee and the smokiness and the chocolatiness, but it just kind of drifts away,
Yeah, I mean, for it being in the ABV 4.5 compared to a Guinness Draft, which is 4.2, it's almost as light as the Guinness Draft. Almost as light as the Guinness Draft.
Is your microphone on the right microphone?
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
There you go. Now you're sounding better.
Maybe I need to speak up. Maybe I'm speaking my low voice.
No, you got muffled.
Oh, okay.
So something's going on. Either something is coming onto your computer that's causing your interference with your microphone,
Or I'm lagging somehow. It's just audio lag.
Yeah, well, I would do this. I would close the Beer Advocate page.
All right. Close everything.
Yeah. Close everything but what you need.
StreamYard, that's it, right?
Yeah. That's what I do. I close everything. Yeah, but it's easy to drink. It's very delicious. 4.5. It's an Irish dry stout. It does have the dry finish. I'm really excited by it because, it's actually a pretty good rendition of the style.
Yeah.
In comparison, and it's 4.5%. So it's not like overwrought or overbearing with the alcohol content. Granted, sometimes you want that alcohol content, and then other times you're like, I just want something easy to drink, nothing to get me super drunk and weigh me down or anything, and light on flavor, light on alcohol. But I don't want to buy one of those crappy adjunct lagers.
And if you told the innkeeper that they're at Edmund Oast Brewing, he'd say, "Well, why don't you try the Innkeeper?"
Yeah.
There you go. Don't mind the lizard person on the label.
He's just bringing you in because
I don't have the answers to why they put a lizard person on. I'm just the barber. I'm just the innkeeper.
Conspiracy theories. They sometimes call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call it, but I'm not a conspiracist. That's what they want you to believe I am.
Oh.
I'm just someone who spouts the truth.
Oh.
You get that?
I get it. Yeah. I mean, what is the truth?
I'm taking it up a notch, Shad Dog.
Yeah.
I'm not conspiring into a conspiracy theory. I am a person who's just that's what they want you to believe, Shag Dog.
Says, what is the truth? No, something else.
Hey, Shag Dog.
Yeah.
Shag Dog. You can't handle the truth.
No, there's another movie where the guy replies to someone, "What is the truth?" And I just watched it. I can't remember what it was, though.
Well, the truth is what the victors declare it to be.
That's
See,
true.
back in World War II, if you were to go back to the Nazi regime and Hitler and everything like that, you find that a lot of the stuff that Hitler did, they were excited by in the beginning,
Who was excited?
The German people, they were very excited because they were bringing back some pride to the German people.
Right.
And they turned around and they were working. They had jobs and they were making money and they were able to eat and be able to do things. Plus, they were getting 5 weeks off a year, and they were able to go on government-funded vacations and stuff like that. This is all stuff that was going on back then that the people were really excited by. And
what happened if all the people want to take off the same 5 weeks altogether?
Well, they had certain rotation,
Oh, okay.
But the whole thing is that the victor writes the history.
Right. But power does corrupt too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I do believe
that was all fine and dandy with German being, nationalists, loving their country, getting back on track from after World War I, being down and out. And a lot of those countries, Czechoslovakia,
And
Austria.
if you know your history, Shag Dog, then you know that Judea declared war on Germany first.
I didn't know that. Judea, the country, or the Jews. Did Judea declare war on Germany? Let's check this. Jewish declaration of war against the Nazis. Anti-Nazi boycott, 1933. No, Judea or Jewish people collectively did not declare war. The notion that Judea declared war is an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Nazi propaganda.
No, it said it has newspaper headlines back then that says Judea declares war.
Newspaper headlines.
Newspaper headlines.
In Germany.
Back in 19, I think it's 1932, 33. Look up the newspaper.
Well, I got it here. It says, however, 33, some Jewish groups and individuals did organize protests and boycotts of German goods.
Specifically asked for the newspaper headlines.
There is one here. The phrase Judea declares war on Germany was used as a headline by some newspapers at the time, particularly by the British Daily Express on March 24, 1933. This headline, and British, okay. This headline has since been used by neo-Nazis and Holocaust deniers to promote the conspiracy theory that Jews were responsible for it. So British people printed that. On what basis? I mean, come on. That's all propaganda.
What kind of propaganda is that for the British to promote?
British probably want to start the war themselves.
The British.
How can we get started war? Let's get the Nazis to retaliate on the Jews.
And here's the other thing: the Polish people were killing German people over there in the section that was taken from the Treaty of Versailles and everything. So the things that what I'm getting at is some of the things that Hitler did was in reaction to what was going on, and then other things were because of what they did. But the things in the beginning of when the war was starting and all that stuff, there's a lot of stuff that he was going after because the Treaty of Versailles caused it to happen. There was a German population that were being tormented and killed by the Polish community back in.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, look it up.
You're talking about that one area that was given to Poland up there where it sticks out.
It separates, and you had the other little part.
Yeah,
and that whole area where the Germans were living in the Polish land now, because it was given to them by the Treaty of Versailles, they were being tormented and killed.
Yeah. I mean, not on a mass scale of 6 billion or anything, right?
Yeah, they were being killed by the thousands.
How many Germans were killed in the Poland area that was given to Poland after World War I? Genocide mass? No, that's that one. German propaganda justifying invasion of Poland? No. Oh well.
See, the whole problem is that you get everything you ask about specifically concerning certain things. Propaganda. It's propaganda for the neo-Nazi. It's propaganda for this. Propaganda for that. It's all that's what conspiracy theory, what they let you believe, and all that stuff. But the people back then at that time period will tell you, would have told you the same thing, that it happened. They were happy that Hitler went into Poland. They were happy that they got their people freed and all that stuff. Now, would the people want to continue on with a war? No. The people just wanted the German people to be relieved, to be protected.
Yeah.
Hitler took it to the extreme and did more than that. Granted.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he didn't just take the part back from Poland that was taken from him in World War I. Him and Russia invaded Poland and
then
split
divided
Poland
it
up. Yeah.
But, if you want to get rid of your enemy, you got to be brutal. Just ask the Spanish and the French and the British.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The whole idea is that they
with the Jews, though, I mean, all throughout history in Europe, the Jews, let's blame it on the Jews, and the Jews are moving from country. The majority of them go from France
here's the thing,
to here.
the country of Israel. That was something that was created after World War One and Two. Or was it two?
Right.
One.
I mean, yeah, they had a Palestine thing, yeah, with British.
And when they talk about the chosen people, they're not talking about Israel. They're talking about God saying the descendants of
Abraham
as the chosen people. And then there's some conflict there where they're saying that not so much the chosen people in the sense of, that no matter what, you're protected, no matter what, all this stuff, that God specifically chose. No, God chose them, and they were saying like God chose them in the sense of that He will bless them, and that's it.
Well, I don't know. According to the Bible,
not that they were better than anybody else. He just chose them to be blessed.
Yeah, that's why Jesus extended it to the Gentiles.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just not the chosen.
Exactly, but if you look at the Torah and everything, it will say in the Torah that the Gentile is lower than a dog.
Right. And I've seen that too, because I've seen the one camera thing that shows somewhere in Israel where the Christians are going through like Easter or whatever, and some Jews are like spitting on them as they're walking by and stuff like that. So they're no better than anybody else. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. You're here today?
Yeah, in Israel. Yeah. But there's good people and bad people in every culture.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing that people need to focus on an individual basis, because if that person, Hitler, get this, Hitler had a friend that was Jewish, and a mentor and a friend that was Jewish, and he declared him a friend of the German people, and he was excluded from all that other stuff.
Yeah,
he was excluded from all the laws governing against the Jewish people, because Hitler had a friend that was Jewish, and that's what he said. He declared it, and he wrote a note that all he had to do is show it, and he was protected.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? If you go by the individual basis, why would he go, let's kill all the Jews, and yet I want to protect this one? So some of this behavior don't add up. The numbers don't jive, and the behavior don't add up.
Let's go ahead and grade this, Jack.
Anyway, I think this is pretty good, Shag Dog. I don't know about you. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. And if I was at the pub there, or the inn, and the innkeeper had this on tap, I'd probably, I like a good light stout for a good a session beer, a good light stout.
Yeah, this is the kind of beer you could sit around, talk, and just have a good time with your friends and everything, and drink several of them. Yeah.
It does weigh you down more than a light lager a little bit, but just take a little break for about 30 minutes and load up again. Have a water, and then start loading up on a
clean your palate. Maybe get a nice Reuben, or is that German?
I do think
is Reuben German, or is
Jewish people are the chosen people. and according to the prophecy, I think that's why they're back in Israel now again. One last time.
If you look it up and start doing a little research, you might think. Might question it more. I don't know.
But I don't think all Jews are good, because, that's where God's land is, basically. They'll be back. They'll separate this from that, whatever they called it, separate.
All right, so the Reuben sandwich is American in origin, but it draws inspiration from both German and Irish culinary traditions.
Oh, really?
The German influence is the sauerkraut and rye bread, staples of the German cuisine, and the Irish influence is corned beef, often associated with Irish-American cooking, especially around St. Patrick's Day, playing a star role in the sandwich. However, the sandwich itself was invented in the United States, likely in either Omaha, Nebraska, or New York City, depending on which origin story you believe. So while the Reuben has German and Irish ingredients, it's ultimately an American deli classic, a multicultural mouthful. So there you go.
I like a Reuben. I made a turkey Reuben a few weeks ago. Then I had some roast beef, and I made it with roast beef. You know,
That was some good.
white bread toast. I didn't have so it wasn't a true Reuben, but yeah, I took what I got. Yeah.
Hey,
wait, what type of bread? What type of bread are you supposed to have with it?
Rye.
Or
you could use pumpernickel.
Okay. Yeah, if you're poor, you can only get white bread. Use white bread.
Whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead.
I've eaten so much white bread in my life, I should be dead already.
You're wondering. Huh?
I'm Wonder Bread. I'm Wonder White Bread.
We didn't give a grade on this, Shagdo.
No, I'll give it a 4.5. I mean, wait, we don't do point scores. I'll give it a B+ and a sword or a swallow and a quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say B+, and I was debating on whether to do the swaff or the swallow and quarter, but I think I'll lean back to the swallow and quarter because, like you did say, it is kind of a little heavier than light beer, even though it's light. The flavor profile it's beefy, it's meaty, it's
having a couple beers, my friend.
You know. So, yeah, I agree with you. B+ and a swallow and a quarter, sorta. Yeah, it's a good beer. Edmund Oast, I've had a couple of theirs, and some of them, you know.
Yeah, this one's all right. The first one I ever had was like a raspberry chocolate stout. It was horrible. I think I was expecting too much from it, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
This
is out of what, Charleston, South Carolina?
Yeah, I believe they're out of Charleston.
1505 King Street, Charleston, South Carolina. 29405.
Yeah, and the one liquor store I used to buy these from when I first moved here, they had singles of these, and they had almost every beer they had.
Oh, wow.
But maybe they were sitting up there. Maybe that's the first one I had, and maybe it was sitting up there for too long. Maybe it was bad. But that place stopped selling single beers. They said,
hey, just out of curiosity, Shag Dog, what does your can say? Mine says B25-29 02 1225 2006.
B25-29 12 wait, what? 12/2/25 or 26? I don't know what the hell this is. Something like that. Can't tell. 25.
Two something 25 14:29. So yours was made at 2:29 p.m. and mine was made at 8:06 p.m. On the same day. It looks like.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you got the earlier version. I got the later. So I probably got more alcohol and more floaties than you did.
Not if you got the later version.
No, you got the early version.
Yeah, so it might be
which
older.
Means pouring from the top, right?
Or if it's from the same batch, I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Well, it seems like it's the same batch, being that it's B25-29.
Yeah, same batch. A miracle. That was pretty good beer, though.
All right. You want to do one more, or you want to just call it a day?
I could do anything, because I am the Lizard King.
Hey, alligator lizards in the air. In the air. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You've heard of alligator lizards in the air, right?
No.
Google
Who sings that? Who sings that? Alligators, lizards in the air. Ventura Highway?
Yeah.
Song by America.
Mm-hmm.
Chewing on a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me how long you're going to stay here, Joe. Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know. It's Ventura Highway in the sunshine where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You going to go? I know. Because the free wind is blowing through your hair and the days surround your daylight there. Seasons crying, no despair. Alligator lizards in the air. In the air.
In the air. Do-do-do. Do.
That's America.
Yeah. We damn sure fooled you. We're talking real proud and talking real loud again. And America did you. You never did think that we ever would get it again. That's
Hey.
Charlie Daniels in America.
You believe people are?
I believe.
People criticize Hulk Hogan. They say he's a racist because he said one time, I guess, the N word in the locker room or something. Shit, he was called the N word by Booker T one time in WCW on live TV. He said Hulk. They're doing an interview with him and his brother Harlem Heat, and Sherry Martel was their manager, and he's just talking about stuff, and off the whim he just includes Hulk Hogan, which they didn't have no rivalry with Hulk Hogan at the time. He's like, Hulk Hogan, we coming after you, N-word. And then he's like, oh, and then Scary Sherry like pat him on the back. I guess he thought he was going to get fired, but he didn't. But I remember seeing that live on TV. That was back in like 1998.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, and it goes back to what we were talking about a little while ago when it comes to World War II and stuff like that, but individual basis.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a stereotype of a certain group of people, and you can judge that group of people by that stereotype, or you could judge the person on an individual basis.
Oh.
One good thing you have to think about, though, is, and what everybody should think about, because it involves them also, is the fact that your exposure and experience with a certain group of individuals may dictate you start to believe in a stereotype.
Right.
When that stereotype comes to life for you. Like, if you get attacked and robbed by a black person when you're walking down the road, then you get carjacked later on by a person of the black color, African American, and then say something else happens and your wife gets stolen by the big dick guy that's African American.
BBC.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, you start to hate African Americans.
You probably believe in the stereotype of the BBC at least.
Well, that too. That is a stereotype.
Especially if your wife says, I only left you because of the BBC.
Oh, yeah. And, but what I'm getting at is you got all these things going on, and if that happens to you, if you're repeatedly exposed to the worst of that stereotype or that group of individuals, then you're going to believe that stereotype.
Right. And I don't think you're going to believe it. And I know deep down inside, people that do believe that stereotype knows it's not all of them, but they're pretty much saying it's the damn majority of them.
Yeah. Same thing with if you're treated badly by a white person all throughout your life.
Yeah.
And what I mean by treated badly, I mean, ridiculed, belittled, all these different things that a white person could possibly do to cause you, a black person, some kind of dismay, white cop stopping them, that kind of stuff. Well, now that gets into two stereotypes. You got the white and then you got the cop. So now you got two stereotypes.
Because there are even some black cops that will pull more black people over than white people. Yeah.
And some of those black cops will say, because I know how they act.
Right. They're doing a stereotype of their own race, basically.
Right. And it's just like the whole thing that's going on with Carnival Cruises right now.
What's going on with Carnival?
Carnival Cruises is starting to change the rules and everything. And there's this one guy I listen to all the time. He's a black man, and he talks about stuff. He's a religious black man, and he's saying, yeah, you're going to act like an N-word? You're going to act like one? Guess what? People are going to think you're one. Don't act like one. You're better. If that's what people are completely exposed to by you, then they're going to start to believe you are a part of that stereotype.
Do you think a lot of that is rap culture, or even?
Well, that's what they were also saying: the loss of the father in the family, and the rap culture, and the promotion of living off the system, and convincing the women to have kids and say they don't know who the father is in order to make money and everything like that, and abortions and stuff like that, pushing. And that's the other thing, if they really, it's like I said, they want you to believe that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just spouting out the truth.
Hey, Yeah, because you see a lot of young guys, even the ones I work with, their ass hanging out. You see their draws,
and they don't even realize that's part of the prison culture.
Yeah, I mean,
they think it's more of the rap culture, but the rap culture and the prison culture go almost hand in hand.
Yeah, because there used to be like if you had your pants half down in prison, that means you're available. Yeah. And then the pocket hanging out thing too. There's a thing where your pocket hangs out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the man has his pocket hang out and the bitch hangs on to the pocket or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't know, but of course, anything can happen when they get a couple of glasses of buck in them, right?
Yeah. Or nowadays they got the especially back in my days of being there, they had the flakka, the synthetic marijuana shit, and they're like that shit was making some of them crazy and stuff. Shit was crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is nobody should judge a group of people by a stereotype. They should judge people by the individual basis. And if that person's been good to you and has been nice to you and helped you and or just been polite and courteous and so forth, don't treat them adversely. Yeah.
I like it, so forth. Hey, and also some people who are stereotypes, part of a stereotype group, some people embrace the stereotype. Hell yeah, I like some chicken and watermelon. You know what I'm saying? Or the white people with the redneck type stuff. They embraced it. They're stereotypes. So it's like it's unbreakable, the stereotypes, because there's certain groups that fucking embrace the stereotypes.
Hey, do white trash go to the movies for the trailers?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah. It's just I think the law should be that way too. I think if you're going up before a judge and everything, and you've done nothing wrong all your life, but this one time, I think they should look at that and say, you know what? According to the sentencing guidelines, I'm supposed to put you away for life. However, you show remorse, and and the family says the same thing, that they believe you.
What kind of crime would put you for life?
Well, I'm just saying, say like killing somebody. Like there was here's a perfect example. There was a kid who was working as a ski resort guy who goes and makes sure the trails were clear and all this stuff around the ski resort and everything like that. All right, so it's the last thing before they close the ski lift down, last thing of the season. And then they're going to close it all down because they don't want people to go up there. It's too dangerous.
All right.
So he goes up for the last little thing to make sure everybody's gone and cleared. He decides he's going to fly down the mountain skiing, really enjoy it. And he's flying down, going all that stuff. All of a sudden, he comes around a curve and he hits somebody and kills them. Okay. Now, this kid was all set to go to college on a full scholarship. Been a good kid all of his life and everything, but now he's killed this poor person.
That's involuntary manslaughter. Yeah.
On top of that, he's really remorseful. He goes and apologizes to the family and asks them to forgive him and everything like that. The family testifies for him, saying they believe he didn't mean it. They believe it was a complete freak accident. Yes, he was responsible because he did that and he shouldn't have done it. He knew better than to go down the trail like that fast and everything. But we forgive him.
Right.
And the judge was there saying that he, according to the sentencing guidelines, have to sentence him to so many years.
Really? How many years ago?
I can't remember right.
I mean, a lot of involuntary manslaughters are given like 15 years or something, depending on the state and all that. But something like that to me sounds like a total accident. It's not like he was drunk driving or.
And on top of that, like I said, he was a good kid. He was on the AB honor roll. He did charitable work and stuff. He was going to college on a full scholarship. Now that scholarship gets pulled out. So what happens? That one incident in his life is completely ruined his life completely.
Right. Let's rearrange.
Even though he took he was being responsible and took responsibility and even asked for forgiveness and was remorseful about it. he was going to get sentenced like that. That's not right.
Yeah, to me, that's like an accident. I mean, so what? He's a worker and he went to decide to ski down the hill and hit somebody. That's an accident. It's not like I'm going to go down the hill and kill somebody.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is, if you had somebody who was constantly irresponsible, doesn't take responsibility whatsoever, always doing stuff to hurt people and everything like that, and then he turns around and kills somebody. Well, then you know what? You had all these wake-up calls throughout your life. You didn't wake up to it, and now you're having to suffer.
Now, this person you spoke about sounds like a white person. Sounds very stereotypical. Now, let's try to translate that to an inner city youth, black youth. How can we say some type of crime he did like that where he shouldn't be going to jail?
Well, perfect example would be, I was in the car. I didn't know they were going to commit the crime.
That's a possibility, yeah. Because they get the full sentence usually.
And he didn't run. He gave himself up right away. And he went to the family to ask for forgiveness because the person got killed.
If he didn't run or hopped out of the car as they were trying to get away.
And he was making sure that in school and stuff, he was a good kid and he was trying to get a scholarship or something, doing well or whatever, trying to. Even if he was only a C student, he was still applying himself to be at least a good student and not being disruptive and so forth and everything like that.
Yeah.
But took responsibility and everything, but just happened to be in the wrong place, the wrong time, with the wrong people.
And most times they get them with the same charge. Now, most of them, I'm going to say, are guilty. Yeah. Because they know they're. I'm going to go rob this place. Even the one you ever see the video where like, hey, let's what the hell were they hitting? Yeah, hitting people on the side of the car, and they hit some guy on a bike on purpose, and they were videotaping it. Otherwise, they probably would have got away with it if, as far as doing it on purpose, they could have said it was an accident.
Stupid, right?
But they had it on their phone, like idiots, And they're all laughing in there. Now, if they didn't have their phone and it happened, one of them
you might have erred on the side of saying, well, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It might have only been the driver who got some type of charge. The rest
it's just like that one good kid, right? The one good kid that got caught, basically got killed robbing a woman's house. The woman had a camera and it was being robbed, and she raced to her house and got inside her house and caught them and shot the kid and killed him, right? She had been repeatedly robbed, and she turned around and got there and everything. That kid was a good kid, but he was doing bad things, And then what did the mother do? She turned around on the news. He needed to buy his clothes for school and stuff like that. How is he supposed to do it unless he robs them?
That's the mother saying that.
Get a job,
right? Or mother get a job,
Yeah, exactly. That's that's what they're going up against already. The stupidity and the ignorance of that mother or father.
There's so much robbery type crime, theft crime going on today. I think stores or whoever should be authorized to shoot people. People bum rushing in a store and taking all the jewelry or whatever, sneakers or whatever. I think the store should be authorized to shoot people. That'll make some people, stop coming to the stores and rob shit if you blast a few people.
Well, if it was a independently owned store, you probably could do that. But being that most of them are, part of a chain and not really owned by the people who work there.
That's true.
They would get fired unless there was an uproar, and then even then they'd probably let them go, but give them some severance.
Now, how's that law work in Florida? Because I know they passed something a couple of years ago where if there was a riot and people were robbing the stores, the store owners have a right to, blast the people to defend their property or whatever.
Well, I believe if it happened in Lakeland, you wouldn't have any conflict with Grady Judd. Grady would pat you on the back and probably give you a medal.
All right.
He goes, we our nice store owner here shot and killed this person trying to rob in a group, bum rushing and everything like that. I just want to say he did the right thing by shooting them.
Yeah, I would think if more people followed just the Ten Commandments, and especially Jesus's part, not part of the Ten Commandments, but the golden rule: treat others as you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
I think the world would be a much better place.
First of all, if they did that, and then if they added 3 or 4 of the 10 Commandments to that mix,
right?
It would, yeah, you're right. The world
Because
would be a better place.
I'm not innocent. I used to steal stuff when I was a kid. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Oh, everybody has done that at one time or another as a kid.
By the time I was 15, though, I was like, I better quit doing this stuff before I, get in some big trouble or something. I stole a little petty shit, but still.
Or I need to bump it up until I get 16, and then after I get 16, I need to cut back because guess what? They might push the adult charges on me at 16.
Right. Now, the only time I took stolen items from, like, my brother worked at a gas station one time, and I would go in there to buy cigarettes. I had the money, and he's like, just push the money back with the cigarettes and give me the cigarettes for free. He ended up getting fired from there, but that was kind of stupid.
Well, that was the kind of stuff that they used to do,
Yeah.
And before cameras, could probably get away with it, for a while.
Until they did an inventory and shit. I'm like, wow.
I noticed something there. Every time you work, we lose 10 packs of cigarettes.
All right. He didn't last long on that job.
Well, the thing about it, too, is if you were actually paying a fraction of the cost. I remember being a kid and working at the grocery store and making a cooler, and the assistant manager saying, hey, go back there and get the beer, put it in a bag, and get whatever you're getting and everything, and pay the register and all that stuff. I said, well, I'm underage. He said, don't worry about it. Just go do it. Put it in there in general merchandise. So we would go back there, take a bunch of beer, put whatever else we wanted in there, cover it up with ice and all that stuff, put it in the bag, bring it up there, say, hey, $15 general merchandise. We paid for it.
Right.
It just wasn't going to the right location, and we were doing it. I was doing it, as a underage minor,
Yeah.
And then after work, we would go out there and sit and drink beer on the sidewalk.
It was Keystone, right? Regular Keystone.
We did Keystone. We did Coors. We did Milwaukee. All that stuff,
Awesome.
But and wine coolers. We used to get wine coolers and do that too. Bartles and James. Thank you for your support.
Seagram's golden wine coolers.
Yeah. Bacardi breezers.
Yeah.
But I mean, we used to do that stuff and everything. And we did some crazy shit when we were out there. We went van surfing. I had my mom and dad's van. People would climb on top of the van, and I'd drive around the parking lot with them on the top of the van. I got up on the top of the van, and people driving around.
Was this because of Teen Wolf? Did that inspire you guys, or
no? It was just alcohol.
Was it after Teen Wolf or before Teen Wolf?
I don't remember even watching Teen Wolf back then.
So what year did Teen Wolf come out?
And then, of course, we would order pizza and have pizza delivered right there to the front door of the grocery store while we're sitting there.
When did the original Teen Wolf movie come out? 1985. August 1985. You might have copied Teen Wolf. Yeah, I can see you as Michael J. Fox character.
But we like I said, we'd do that stuff, and then we'd order pizza and stuff. I had pizza delivered right there, and cops came by. They would stop, and we'd hide our beer and stuff, of course. And they would say, hey, what you guys doing? I was just sitting out here talking a little bit like that. And then they knew we were drinking, but they were good. They said, well, y'all don't get too rowdy. Yeah. And be careful.
Good thing it wasn't a rookie, huh?
And they'd say, be careful and everything like that. And they said, y'all take it easy. And they'd leave.
Oh.
They didn't harass us. They knew us. They knew the manager there, and they let us go. They didn't.
Boy, there's this one cop when I was in Pennsylvania. on the other side of the bridge is Kingston, Pennsylvania. And they had a cop over on that side we called him RoboCop. The guy was jacked, We called him fucking RoboCop. Well, one time we're coming out of this dance thing, walking home, and we got across the bridge and all that. We come across the laundromat, and the soda machine is busted wide open. Soda cans all over the place. So we're like, oh, shit, let's grab some sodas. So we're grabbing sodas. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, cop pulls up, RoboCop, and he asked us, I guess they must have maybe it had an alarm on it somehow. I don't know. But he said, you guys do that open? It was popped open like 15 minutes ago or something like that. Like they got a notice on there or something. Maybe somebody called it in. Who knows? No, we didn't do it. So he went blasting over the bridge. And there was two guys that we thought we knew who did it. They were way ahead of us. And it was them. He caught them on the other side of the bridge. And
but just the fact that he knew that when you said it wasn't you.
Yeah,
that y'all were telling the truth.
Yeah, I guess because it probably could tell how we just got here. We saw these sodas on the ground, and then he, I don't know if somebody snitched. Well, there was two guys ahead of us. But we got walking over the bridge. And he had those two on the side of the road. And,
while you were drinking your soda.
Yeah, that was RoboCop.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had these cops. They were pretty good. I remember us drinking and leaving work and going to the park downtown, and we would play tennis. And then we also were just on the swings out there, just swinging on the swings and everything. We were real quiet. We weren't noisy or anything. But the cop come by and he would come to the park and he said, "Hey guys," we hide the beers again. And everything, and he said, "Hey, what y'all doing? Where y'all coming from?" And all that stuff. And we tell him, "Hey, we just got off work and we came over here and all that stuff. We're just hanging out and everything like that." And he goes, "Well, make sure you clean up after yourselves and don't get too loud and be careful out there." And they leave.
Yeah.
They didn't harass us. They didn't do any of that stuff. And we had a multicultural group. It wasn't just one. White and that's it, or right. Hispanic and that's it, that kind of thing. Black, whether no, we were multicultural, and they looked at it as, well, that's a lot of paperwork, and they're not really doing anything. And if they get real loud and I get a complaint, I know who they are. I'm just going to find them. I see who they are. Blah, blah, blah. They're working from this store here. I can see their uniforms are still on. That kind of stuff. That's the kind of crap that gets me. They could tell all that, and they didn't do anything. Same thing when we used to go to this other place and go play basketball at night. We would drink beer. We'd bring all this beer and drink beer and play basketball. And it was out in the country, and we would get loud and all that stuff. No houses nearby. It was at a church, and the gates were open, and we turned on the lights. And when we left, guess what we did? We took up all our garbage. We put it in the garbage receptacle, boom. We turned off the lights, and we left. So guess what? Nobody knew we were there. Yeah. Unless they saw us.
That's what happened to us when I used to work for the state. We used to park down Chancey Road there and play basketball. No lights there, but we had our headlights on. And they said, "Okay, yeah, as long as you guys don't," they'd pull up. "Yeah, as long as you guys don't leave mess, we're out there drinking beers." They didn't care. Yeah. But I guess one night I wasn't there. A bunch of them left a lot of beer cans and beer bottles all over the place. So they said no more drinking. They came in and said no more drinking. I got complaints when they park. And they still let us play basketball, but they said no more drinking out there. So we didn't drink.
That's the thing. If you clean up after yourself and remove the evidence, then they don't really have a beef with you.
Yeah. That's the only problem with that is we had to leave our cars running and idle. I had to just turn the heat on. It helps a little bit, I guess, right? Let it run and idle, right?
Yeah, I don't understand why these people go out and they trash this area and leave all their bottles and everything. You leave an evidence, and then you get upset when you go back there and you can't use it.
Yeah, I remember one night I told my ex I was going to play basketball with all those guys, and you and Chaz were, "Hey, we're going to Cheers," and I'm going to go play basketball because she wouldn't want me to go to Cheers, so I took a change of clothes with me to work, and I snuck in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and I got home and I changed back into the damn uniform before I got to the house, in my car. And then but when I got home, I was so drunk, I put my clothes that were in the bar on the dining room table, folded up, and then she's like, saw it, smelled it, smelled like cigarettes and stuff, And she's like, where'd you go last night? I thought you were playing basketball. I did. How come there's jeans and a t-shirt on the dining room table that smell like cigarettes, like you'd been to the bar or something? I'm like, shit.
Well, here's the thing about that, Shag Dog. If you were smart, you would have went down to the place, shot a couple of hoops, and left. Then went to the bar. So then you honestly weren't lying about it. I did go play basketball.
But then I decided to go to Cheers on the way home. Okay, yeah, it would have been half truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
You went and played basketball.
You ready for another one? You go to bed.
We could do one more, I guess.
12:30.
Yeah, let's do one more, and then I'll call it a night.
All right, that was a long one. 50 minutes.
Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and share. And tinkle that bell. This is Jammer. We did Edmund Oast Brewing Company's The Innkeeper.
Yes, we finally did
style dry stout.
Finally did the same beer, and it took us 15 minutes to get the video over.
Yeah.
Can't blame it on the beer.
Nope. Blame it on the beer. No, you can't do that.
Blame it on Edmund Oast.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Take care.
I'm going to jammer through this one within 20 minutes, probably.
Right. We'll see you.
Yeah.